Okay, here we are. I'm with Dana Rodriguez, and this is another one of our videos to update sellers all over the world to the new provisions or the change provisions in the Business Solutions Agreement. And for sellers out there and even consultants out there, this is your contract with Amazon. This is it. So we don't see how anyone can write a good plan of action without knowing what your agreement is. So Dana and I are going to be talking about paragraph F-4 entitled storage. So Dana, you reviewed the paragraph, we both looked at it, and let's talk about some of the issues you see in F4, the changes as they pertain to sellers.
Sure. So the first thing I want to bring up would be the section where they've removed as your sole remedy reimbursement. So moving forward, Amazon will not reimburse you if you are an FBA user and your products are damaged or your inventory is lost. They will, however, compensate you. However, when you think of compensation, that could mean anything.
Yeah, it used to be reimburse, and Amazon has changed the language. And if we know anything, Amazon changes the language to protect itself. So reimbursement always seemed to be the cost of it. There was a whole provision in place that you would get reimbursed the sale price less FBA fees,
Right.
but now it's saying compensate. So we don't know exactly how Amazon's going to play this out. But compensate, Dana brought up in my office a few moments ago, could be like giving you like a gift card,
Right.
or maybe lowering fees, or doing some type of offset.
Right.
An offset. We really don't know how that's going to play out, but it's certainly a provision that's important for Amazon sellers to be aware of. I saw right above that, Amazon has kept the sentence that we may move units among facilities, which to me makes it really difficult for sellers to opt out of commingling.
Right.
Also, Amazon shipping it from like New Jersey to New York to Connecticut to Massachusetts, and also your products are getting banged around and they're getting
Right.
damaged, that you're going to get dinged with like you sold as new or other complaints. And that's still in the paragraph. What's the next issue you wanted to update sellers about?
It's still on this reimbursement compensation. Amazon before used to take liability for any reimbursements. At this point, now that they've gotten rid of that completely, they might compensate you. So it is
And
not.
what in the world does that mean? Might
Right.
compensate
So
you.
that's the whole thing, which is kind of making this part of the contract very unclear. Why would you what is going to cause Amazon to actually compensate me?
Right, and what's going to be the factors for Amazon's decision, whether they're going to compensate you or just kind of screw sellers out of the value of their products? And we don't know exactly how this is going to play out, but these are some of the issues that Amazon sellers face.
Right.
I see it from our perspective of writing plans of action for sellers, that we are going to need to argue that they should compensate or they're required to compensate,
Right.
for whatever reasons, and argue the provisions of F4 when they owe sellers money. So that's definitely something that we're going to have to figure out. I think we can win these arguments. I see the more broad Amazon makes these paragraphs, the better it is for us to come up with creative arguments and plans of action and appeals. I noticed that Amazon changed its reservation of rights in terms of limiting inventory on its shelves, as stepping back a bit and making it even harder for sellers to interpret when Amazon will or will not, refuse inventory.
Because that really does affect, the seller's business. So how are you now going to just change at any moment? Hey, I know you sent 20 items here, but we're only going to take 2 of them. So
Right.
where's my inventory?
It also flies in the face of the main news that came out of this change, that Amazon was going to start giving sellers more notice of issues and more opportunity to be heard and more opportunities to appeal. But the language change in F4 regarding storage is taking away from that.
Right.
And we had a lot of conversation about paragraph 3, the term and conditions, how we're going to give you 30 days notice, except for these 3 humongous loopholes. And I think the F4 storage provision is another one of those loopholes where Amazon's going to give you even less and less notice, not more.
Yeah, less and less notice and less help. Who's to say that the compensation that they give you is actually going to cover the unit that you lost?
You know what? That's a great point. Is it going to cover wholesale costs?
Right.
Is it going to cover retail less FBA? Is it just going to be something else that's not liquid? I mean, we just don't know yet. All right, Amazon sellers. So that is the update. specifically for paragraph F4 storage in the new Amazon Services Business Solutions Agreement, which is your contract with Amazon. So Dana, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
It's so much easier to explain the contract, having someone else to talk with and bounce the ideas back and forth.
Right.
And for you sellers out there, you need to know what your contract says or who's writing your plan of action. They need to know what the contract says and to be able to interpret it. So keep on watching this series of videos, the new Amazon Business Solutions Agreement.